Morning, everybody out there. Me, good morning. It's IWJ. Been up for quite a while. Did not sleep last night because hung out at my friend Ruben's all night, and we chit chatted, which most times it's kind of passing the time, talking to him. I mean, he's a good guy and everything, but he's gone through a lot with his dad passing, and sometimes, not sometimes, he's a good ear, as far as like when I feel like I have some type of issues or emotional kind of things or situations, and he offers some fairly good sound advice. Um, Sometimes even though you might think you have the answers to, situations or, say, well, go see a therapist and stuff, but sometimes a good friend can add that sense of humor with it, the chai spice, let that cool down a little. No special ingredient this time. I'll lead into the topic in a second. Um, so I did go last night back to the wrestling school, and this was a little different because it's one trainer and this other guy, Pearl, just call him that. He was there instead of Keish, and he looked at me for a second, and he didn't mind that I hung out. I really didn't get to introduce myself, kind of, and I just noticed how serious this dude was, you know, um, training the students, and I liked it. I liked that it was a no nonsense kind of thing. And I'm watching basically how they're warming up, doing these rolls and stuff, and dropping, I forget what it's called, taking a back bump, And it's really weird because, like, I'm hesitant to do that back fall because I don't like the whiplash of the neck, and paranoid. I don't know. I bite my tongue and my teeth, or I don't know what it is. Like, it's weird because at my gym, there's a vertical, wall that most walls are vertical, and it's got like this metal plate siding, and for some reason, it's got a decent amount of give. So it's like and kind of smash into it, and it gives a little, like it doesn't give that much, but I feel confident to like, and then I do with my back, I go boom, like, and it makes it loud, it's like wow. So I mean, dude, I could take a pounding because my back is fairly thick. Um, so I thought the same thing, but for some reason, I lack the confidence, to in the ring to take that back bump, and I don't know, I'm just paranoid because I'm hitting the ground or the ring that my head's gonna hit it, like I kind of don't understand it, and you know what? That leads into the topic. When listen, man, I ain't far from 50, and I know there's one other guy in the class. He's like 44. He's been at this a long time. He knows what he's doing, and I don't know how old Pearl is, but I guarantee he's been around a long time doing this too. So it's like here I am, like 48 years old, hanging out in a wrestling school with no. Well, I mean, it's like I would say not zero experience, but I could show like I could do kind of a flip over and land on my back, like. But these guys, they don't know all these moves. They know everything, and I'm just hesitant, to try to do this because I feel like, I call it the odd moves, things, and that's where people get fucked up. And I'm like, I'm not young anymore. I knew if I was like 20, 25, I wouldn't be scared, to try out this stuff. But dude, I'm almost 50. And you talk about trying out this kind of stuff, it's too late. It really is. No, it is. You're fooling yourself. Can't do anything forever. Like that kind of stuff. Now here's what happened. I've been practicing that. You know, practicing the promo for like 4 or 5 days. And for some reason, I was going to ask toward the end of the audition the class, if I could have impressed these people, like, these guys. Keish, I was expecting Keish to be there, like, give me 3 minutes to do my promo. I'm going to fucking really show it. It's like, I know this is all ego, but this is what's going on in my mind. Like, and no offense to anybody in the class, but I'm in pretty damn good shape. What I mean, maybe not wrestling shape, but bodybuilding shape. And I didn't get to really explain this to Pearl, but your look is everything, man. I don't care if you know how to like do the wrestling moves and shit like that. If you have no character, no body, and don't know how to talk, they can't use you. Unless you're like fucking the Great Khali or something, 7'2" or something, 7'4". And none of these people, not one of them, are an A, like, beyond me even close. Like nothing. So I don't want to belittle them, but it's like, and so if you got no body, and I never heard anybody cut a promo yet. So I'm assuming nobody knows how to talk. I mean, that's like the kiss of death, so I don't care. They know the names of the wrestling moves and they're trying to do them, they're doing them, but I mean, that's like, to me, 1/3. If you don't have the 2/3, that's like the majority. Like, to me, it's more important to have majority than a minority of things, So he asked me, "Do you get in there and roll and stuff?" And I said, I really don't know how to do that. I don't want to fuck myself up. I told him, Like, he goes, "All right, we'll stay on the side here and watch whatever." And it was like four. I know Freeze. I remember him. There's a chick that I met. That's part of the group. It was like, and then Ringmaster. Yeah, like, so those people I met. And they're using some terminology I don't know, but they're basically just going over what they're going to do in the ring. And I'm just, hanging out there and I'm watching what's actually going on in the ring and everything. And Pearl's like, "Well, what do you think you can do here?" And I said, "I don't know, like maybe some ring psychology or something." The second he kind of lit up when I said that. So he goes, "All right, I'll let you critique at the end if you want to, even though that's the main judge's job." He kind of let me get my 2 cents in worth of observation. So kind of being a participant without really participating. So I was cool with that, Eventually it came time to the thing. And they really put on a hell of a thing, like the group I was in, I was like, all right. But I noticed too much emphasis, like where Gillette was waiting outside the ring, like kind of just waiting around, like, and this is part of the tag team thing. Now, when she was going, but I noticed how many times, like how long and she wasn't like tag in or anything. So at the end of the audition, I don't know, but at the end of the set or whatever, the match, Pearl is critiquing and then he looks at me and he goes, Mike, what do you think? And I'm one to just open up with the good and the bad. I'm very, very direct with these things. I want to say, yeah, I noticed a lot of effort, put forth a lot of work and like really good. But one thing kind of stood out to me, and it was the chick that wasn't like really, like that time when she was just standing there, not trying to tag in. It's like, and I said, everybody's watching everything when you're doing this. Like everybody's looking at everything, and you have to be always doing something. You can't just be standing there like not involved. Like I didn't say it that hardcore, but I did say like everybody's watching everything. So Pro goes to me, well, why don't you show us what you're talking about? So I just went over there to the corner and I yelled as loud as I could, tag me in, I'm ready to tag me, you know, to show like I'm dead serious. He told me to stay in the ring, and he goes, all right, now I want you to cut a promo. And I guarantee the guy was trying to put me on the spot, like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but it was like when he said cut a promo, it was like 4 days of practicing, like coming up with the lines. You're in for a story, dude. You think you're gonna like really make me look like an idiot here, and you're not. I might not look like nothing, but you're opening up the barn door now, fucko. Like I mean in a nice way. Dude, you're talking to somebody that battle danced competitively like years now. Dude, you just don't think that you're gonna make me. You might make me look like a fool if I don't know how to wrestle, like like an idiot and stuff. I know that, but if I practice this, which I did, you're in for quite a surprise. And so they're all, the guys are outside the ring, and got a promo. I think I can do that. And I put on my glasses, and it was like basically Big Papa Pump, but in my own way of Mike Papa Pump. And I fucking just started laying in. It was very funny. And again, I don't hold back. And I went in, basically ribbing the dudes that don't know how to wrestle there at the show that I saw, and then I moved into the women thing. I did not care. I did not hold back. And I did not, never said fuck. I never said anything really. I called women the freaks, like Big Papa Pump. I do the go behind and I do the bumping grind. And I was worried because I was practicing like a couple of days ago, trying to say it loud, like, and my voice was getting sore. But I didn't have an issue in the ring because I guess, the people were relatively close. So the pitch of my voice was loud enough, and I let him have it. Now, this is what happened. At the end, like he wanted to critique me, and he goes, "Well, go stand in the center of the ring." And I started talking, and then he said something, and I kind of interjected, mistakenly, like I wasn't trying to disrespect him, but he goes, "Get out of the ring and get the fuck out of here right now." And he said a couple times, "Get the fuck out of here right now." And I tried. I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know. I really didn't. Get the fuck out of here right now." It's been a while since I had somebody. I thought he was doing a character, but no, he was dead serious. Um, so I, it's not the first time, man, that's happened to me. Um, the story does have a happy ending, but I will mention that I was a pool player, like when I was younger, in my early 20s. I did a lot. I did a lot of fucking things. Actually, in my early 30s, and I was practicing for a national championship in Las Vegas, a bar pool tournament in Vegas, and I had a membership at Hollywood Billiards, and I paid like I forget how much a month, $80 a month to play all during the day, unlimited. I was just dead serious. And what happened was I remember it was like Memorial Day. The tournament was in June. Now this is like May, Memorial Day weekend, and he was closed for the day. So I asked him, I said something, I forgot what I said. Will you be open after Memorial Day? The way he came off was that he thought I was asking for an extra day on my membership because they were closed for that day. And he basically kicked me out on the spot. It was over. It was over. That's it. It was a misunderstanding of wordage coming out of my mouth that got me kicked out. And I did go play in the tournament, and I got, basically destroyed because I didn't have tournament experience. I got like nervous. So you can practice by yourself something, but a big difference in life when it comes to real tournament play of anything. Anyway, back to the story. So I go outside, and I'm out there by myself, and I'm just like, I go, you did it again, Mike. You stuck your foot in your mouth. I didn't say just like the pool tournament, but I just was like, not surprised, like that. Like this is the second time I was there. I really don't know anything about the wrestling business. I'm trying to show that I'm passionate and dead serious through my monologue, whatever, my promo, and I think it was just too much. Well, and this guy that has welcomed me in, Ringmaster, he's a couple of years younger than me, but not by much. But so felt like a relation to this guy. Like he kind of understands. And he goes, look, the first thing you need to do. I don't know if you've ever been in the military, but the first thing you need to do is like when somebody you have to see here. Look at how we all do this. After we do our whatever, then you sit and be quiet and the boss talks, critiques you. You don't talk back. And I didn't know that. Like I was just so excited after getting the chance to do my character that I fucking wanted to keep it going. Another guy, this other Mexican guy that he was at the show too. He had still razor blade cuts on his forehead, reinforcing the same thing. He told me like, this is a hard business, man. This is a brutal business. And when someone talks to you, you gotta be quiet, and listen and this and that. I've been in this for a long time, he goes, and they're making, like it was like they weren't really talking down to me, so like I was able to. And he goes, you're not 86 for me, trust me, I've seen this before. And I wasn't, like he let me go back toward the end and do like this you do the shuffle thing and then you back bump. And again, I was too paranoid to hit the back bump, but I could do the shuffling. And I stayed. At the very end, when the priest said, oh, he wants to talk to you, so he brought me in the office, and I was quiet this time, and I let him do the talking. And he said, yeah, I got a little puffy, whatever with you, but, see, I'm very passionate about this and everything. So he asked me if I ever heard of like Eric Bischoff, and I said, yeah, of course, but I didn't. So, I'm still in there, but what happened was, and then the girl that I like, she's there too, and I really just, gave her her space. I really didn't want to encroach, which is, I guess, the same thing. Um, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to talk about her per se now because that is something that I already realized, it's not going to happen. Like because it never has. Um, yeah, so he was mentioning possibly being a manager, I think commentating announcer. So I don't know what he's going off. And you know, I really, since I didn't have a chance to respond, I started thinking about this, and I was like, you know, just for like young people that give them a chance. Like I already had my time on television and dancing. Like who am I fooling? Man? I'm almost 50 years old. I really thought like with a good body, like that's what's more important, like wrestling, like, and none of these people have it. Like I don't want to offend anybody, but that's the reality. Like that I saw or I've seen. The girl, the one that I like, is an exception. And there was one at the show, kind of looked like a Trish Stratus wannabe. There's a potential there. But everybody else, no, I didn't see anything. And then I come all the way home. I'm in Hollywood, and there's this chick sitting outside this motel, and she's not bad looking. And she looks at me, and I swear, you're not believe this. She goes, and I did kind of, I don't know why. She looked at me, so I looked at her, and she goes, I would love for you to fuck me, is what she said. What she said. And I stopped. Not right then when she said it, but I walked about another 15 or so feet. I turned around, and I go, 48 years old, haven't done it before. I swear I said it, but a little more open. And I'm waiting for the right one. That's what I said. And she said something of like, I didn't really stand around to hear the response. I heard like something of disappointment that, when I kept walking away, like she was disappointed. So I didn't care. So I wound up talking with my friend Ruben all night about some good things, and then mentioning the he mentions a very interesting. I'll make a point about it. It's really important to relate this. He calls it. He said he used to run a nightclub, but it's not a real nightclub. I mean, technically, I guess back in Williamsburg, back in the early '90s, and you'd bring in the talent, like have them audition. Guys like Gene Poole or whatever, some of these one man band kind of guys and whatever, comedians, whatever. And then like you'd have them bring their friends, and it's like a show. He'd MC it and told me like he'd go get the kegs of beer and charge like, you know, the beers cost $75 for a whole keg, like $2.50 a beer. So he would split whatever the door, made. He would give the performers that and keep the beer money and have his own show. And think about it, isn't that what like a wrestling promoter would do? until somebody's famous. They bring in these people to wrestle. Like that one guy, he told me, like, he does it for free. His pay is performing in front of 200 people. Now, I disagree with all of this. I am not going, to. I mean, that guy, he jumped off not 2 stories, but it might have been close to 10. It's like 10 feet. People caught him down on the foot, but it's like you just don't get it. Like he's got no body. Like it's not enough in my opinion. He's nothing special. Like you're not no Eddie Guerrero or anybody or Mysterio. He's kind of like Mexican guy, but not in good shape and nothing special. Like I'm sorry, I didn't want to say it to his face, but you ain't put together, man. Like I was gonna emphasize your body, like, but I guarantee they're gonna counter like it's not a big deal, but it is. I can name just about every wrestler. These guys are well put together. Or they're fucking big and well put together. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Come on, man. It doesn't fucking matter. You go down the whole line of everybody. They're all well put together. These people are not. I'm sorry. One girl, like, trying to work out there, she didn't even know what she's doing. I watched her do these things with these dumbbells. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's not my job to, I'm not their personal trainer, but, you know, anyway, that's the end of that. So, in all, I thought about this, and I'm not going to give up going at school, but I'm not going to show up there today. And the reason being, it's like my hour is tired, and I weigh out the effort put forth versus the return, like ROI, return on investment. No, but I don't want to go there just to hope to get closer to the chick. That's not my agenda, you know. I'm all for people chasing their dreams, that's what it's about. I wish she wasn't so beautiful. Like I'm just an app, it's like captivating. When you see something that's really truly special, like in every way, it really melts your heart, And I can almost assure you, she's with somebody else. I can feel it. I can feel it. It wouldn't matter. Like it's not going to be me. Not like Les Brown says, "You're the one. You're the one." Like you're the one. Like you're special. And I just don't feel I'm the one. Like never have been, and usually never will be. Usually, nothing's impossible. But when it comes to me, really that dream woman that you would think that you would do anything for, and they don't see it in you, the potential in you or anything. Oh well, maybe there is no potential, They're just trying to be nice without telling you straight up. I thought about that again. Yeah, think of, was talking about possibly pay-per-views, Pearl, the thing about it. Made the point about the Mayweather Conor McGregor fight that made $600 million, Wrestling business, unless it's WWE or now AEW or something, you know. This guy's talking about pay-per-view. You're gonna watch these characters that don't have no storylines and don't have any, Well, after I did my dialogue, my promo, then this other guy went on, and it wasn't even close. He was trying to make fun of bald or whatever like that. Yeah, it's nothing cute. 1944 nonsense. He didn't have. You know, there were parts I kind of stalled a little bit, but they were caught off guard when I did about the 47-degree tilt of the Earth's axis in order to see the Big Dipper, fucking Dipper. I guarantee they were laughing. They not completely unexpected. I do the go behind and I do the bump and grind. They were very surprised by my, power. The unexpected, and I love that. Look, the shock, when you don't think the guy's got nothing, like the Emperor in Return of the Jedi. He's an old man with a stick, but then at the end, the lightning bolts come out. The guy's got the power. Now in the ring, as far as being like an acrobat, I'm not, or I don't want to learn how to. Too old. I go to the park and I use rings. I'll do little things, but I ain't fucking doing, even like muscle ups. I can't even do it. I can do a lot of other shit that's comparable to it, but a lot of stuff that is what I call oddball movements, I'm done. I can't, like it's too risky. You can make one catastrophic error and you're going to be fucked. It's not worth it at this age. I feel like I'm in kind of an old car already, and that's the way it is. Excuse me, been up a long time, but again, and I want to sum this up with that girl thing because she really is something, in my mind. But that doesn't matter. It would be really nice. And it doesn't have, it would have been nice, really nice if it would have been her, but, it's like, there's people that are married, they meet at work, they find that common bond, and that's that, and that was basically what I thought I had here, like, just by accident, but I just don't think that it's like there's too much what I call interference in life. Now, if there's another guy that's there first, whatever, it doesn't matter. He got it, whatever. But, I really dreamed I thought it would be me. I thought like somebody that's been waiting his entire life, that miracle that would you would hit like after a lifetime of going through a lot, There's, I can't expect justice, and I can't expect it always to go your way, And the reason I don't go out today, to school again, it's just, you gotta have your priorities, like, to me, it's like doctor degree first. I mean, if I could see it like as a guarantee that, wow, this woman's seeing you all the time, this and that, and that's not going to be the way. What gave me kind of solid peace of mind was I did give her my card. Maybe that's trying at the end of the night. And that's it, like, it's, that's all, said, Neil Young, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Like truth in that. Not the only one, you know, she's not the end of the world, but if she would have given me a chance, I would have made her the end of the world for me. Like, that's the thing, like, I really opened up my heart, you know, to somebody that sees it in me. Like, I really thought, like, I could live vicariously through her, you know, she's a great performer, you know. I just really relate to that. And I just wish she would have been intrigued by getting to know me, like, as much as I wanted to meet her. You know, it would have been really beautiful, but only in the movies, like, do dreams come true like that. Like, I have a very, very hard time buying the fact that a woman like that would just not, you know, ever give me a chance. Like, the interference is too great, or, you know, the competition is too big, too ferocious, you know. The bar is too high. That goes along with the interference, all of it, you know. Or in simple English terms, a lot of dudes money out there. I'm not one of them. Status for them. You know, I was looking at this from a promoter's perspective. Like, 200 people, yeah, like, say $20 to get in, maybe a little bit more. 20, that's what, 4,000, maybe a little more, so 5,000. Where's all that money go? Merchandising, you know, for this dumb event, you know, that we had. You know, the kids are all there, like, you know, we get paid. Guy's like a mule. That, I mean, I didn't want to, like, break, you know, hurt his feet, his fragile ego and stuff, or whatever. But I was gonna tell him, I said, dude, you're being fucked. You know, like, you just don't realize it. You know, being like a fool. You know, you're cutting yourself. He has like gashes on his forehead. You're making no money. What the fuck are you doing, dude? You've been doing that for 14 years, and you make no money or something wrestling for 14 years. You ain't gonna make it, man. You're out of your fucking mind. He's just not well put together. You know, now I could say, so, well, look at Daniel Bryan and stuff. I don't know. But this guy is just, you know, like, you know, a generic, you know, the man, he doesn't have really anything extraordinary. Now that's why they marketed him in, like, I'm sorry, Huntington Park, because of the target demographic. And at the very end, the Samoan dynasty comes and just beats the shit out of him and everybody else. That girl ain't gonna go for me, dude. She's not gonna go for me. Just like that bar manager. Never did. And what it did was the curiosity, like, you know, she would say, you know, she's on social media, and she posted on her social media main page. I didn't have to dig research like, you know, a creep weirdo. She put, oh, well, I work in Hollywood at this rehab place, and like put the name of it. How hard is it to do a Google search, and, you know, and just look it up? So it was, you know, my heart, my true feelings toward that bar manager a couple years back. I I said, I got to go down there if I can and tell this woman how I really feel, like that I was interested. Give me peace of mind. A no is okay. Not trying is not. But my friend started busting my balls. You went to work. I go, dude, it was Saturday afternoon. Really like houses, little houses, rehab place. Like how long did it take? See her for a second, give her a hug, and say, I really love, But what happened was, I went to this place, looking around for her, I couldn't find her, and finally there she is, and she was like in shock to see me there. She goes, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here." She goes to me. So I went to, I tried to give her a hug, and she goes, "No, no, you guys leave now." Like she freaked out. And then she responded before she blocked me on Twitter. How dare you show up at my work? This and that, whatever. Yeah, well, you know what? How dare you kiss me and give me your phone number, you know, and lead me on over a year and a half and give me hope that you're interested in me just to lure me and not, that's total bullshit, it really is. Whether she realizes it or not. The chick at the wrestling school is not doing that. But the point was, I'm not going to allow the same thing to happen again. Go there for a year and a half and see this woman around all the time, and then finally step up and say, I think you're just so beautiful. Like, would you go out with me? And then fucking 500-pound sewer fucking covering smashes me, it crushes me. I'm not going to have that, like I've been through it before. It's not going to happen again, so I'd rather just not show up there because, it's just, it's like killing a dream like that. The dream for me to meet the right woman is like way more important than being in the wrestling business, okay? It's way, way, way more important at this point in my life. Now, when I was younger, I dreamed of being a baseball player. I didn't care about meeting women. I cared about getting to professional baseball, which really didn't really make it. I mean, I already shared the pro contract for one day. And the more I look at this woman, the more she's starting to look like she's really young. She could be 20. Of course, it's legal, but I mean, I'll ask her nicely one time, like, hey, I'm serious, how old are you? Like, but dude, I'm gonna be 50 at the end of next year. 50. Anyway, that's all for now. There's some good news that, you know, just remember that if you're going after any of these passions, they're very short-lived. Very short-lived, you know. Especially when you get older. Don't anybody ever tell you can't do? Well, a lot of it is when you get older, your body, just. And dancing was one thing, freestyle dancing because you just do what you feel, dancing to different little music. Can't really, never really hurt myself too bad, you know, because I know what I'm doing. But no, this wrestling is like based on a partner, like, and if they don't know what they're doing, they could fuck you up really bad. And I don't trust anybody, so there you go. Doesn't mean I'm not cut out for anything in the wrestling business. Look at Eric Bischoff and people like that. That's something that I feel like I relate to. Or Brother Love or Rico or something. We'll see. Anyway, I appreciate you hearing my morning rant. Hopefully, it can continue improving. You know, and maybe one day you might be surprised, you know, from everything you've gone through, what you actually achieved. Maybe not. You don't know. More than